magandang araw sa inyo lahat. Magandang gabi ng mga idol. So, dito naman tayo at meron naman tayong reaction video. Ito sa isang hearing sa committee hearing para sa transparency. So, atin pong pananto mga idol. Panuorin at ating alamin dito sa part 1 na ating gagawin video dito. No? So, ito po ay ang pagmi-meeting na to ay ukol sa nangyayari pa rin na ghost project, no, sa ating mga kontraktor na nakakuha nito, no. So talagang napakalala na sistema ng korupsyon sa Pilipinas. So talagang sa palagay natin kaya may pag-asa pang mabago ang sitwasyon na nangyayari sa gobyerno ng Pilipinas. Napakarami ng pagsubok. So naalala din nyo ngayon meron ding kalamidad na dumagok sa atin at talagang hirap dito ay ang Cebu, hindi ba? Tapos ngayon hindi pa rin natatapos yung mga ghost project na yan ng DPWH. So ito, nag-meeting na sila sa committee, second hearing na to. So dito lang tayo nakapag-reaction sa second hearing na committee. So sa mga gusto po na mapanood yung first hearing ng committee, paki-comment na lang at ating re-reactionan din, ating ipapakita sa inyo ano yung mga pinagmitingan nila dito sa first hearing. So second hearing na po ito ng committee. Nandito si Senator Bam Aquino na siyang nag-present ng ating reaction video na ito ngayon. Pakinggan po natin yung kanilang sasabihin dito at abangan po ninyo yung part 2 nito hanggang part 2 siguro malagyan natin ito, ano, dahil medyo mahaba itong video na to, no? Almost hindi ko alam kung ilang oras to. So ating part 1 lang muna ang ating nireactionan. So sa mga hindi nakapanood ng ating reaction video, maraming salamat sa patuloy na sumusuporta at sana i-share niyo din, no? Maraming salamat sa mga nag-comment sa lahat ng ating supporters dito sa ating ginagawang content video na to. So tara mga idol, sama-sama natin pakinggan at panoorin yung meeting na to, second hearing ng committee, no, for transparency daw, no.
Salamat. We resume the hearing on Senate Bill 1330. The Committee on Science and Technology, joint with the Committee on Finance, held its first hearing last October 2, and we also had a technical working group last October 23. So magandang umaga po muli, and we're now calling the Committee on Science and Technology hearing to order. We're here to tackle Senate Bill 1330, an act mandating the full disclosure of government transactions through the establishment of a digital public ledger system to enhance transparency, accountability, and public participation in the Philippine budget, also known as the Cadena Act. Muli, nagpapasalamat po tayo sa lahat ng mga eksperto, ng mga grupo at mga individual na sumusuporta sa ating pong pagbuo ng panukalang batas na ito. Isang buwan na po mula nung ating unang hearing at napakahalaga ng input at mga pananaw ng bawat grupo na nandito at mga grupo na wala rin dito pero nagbigay ng kanilang mga position paper. We've tackled some issues on legislating particular technologies, sovereign hosting infrastructure, among many other topics that we were able, hopefully, to address in the current version of the bill. Sa dulo po ng lahat, iisa pa rin ang pinagalaban po natin: transparency, accountability, at sa pagiging bukas sa pagbusisi ng budget ng ating gobyerno na siya pong pera ng taong bayan. Solusyon at serbisyo para sa taong bayan, yan po yung hangarin ng batas na ito, at siyempre po para labanan ng korupsyon. Ang Cadena Act ay isa sa pinakaklarong paraan para mabantayan ng taong bayan ang paggastos ng kanilang buwis. Isa po sa paraan doon ay ang paggamit ng blockchain o ng iba pang mga teknolohiya na pwede pong siguraduhin na sagrado ang datos na ito. Gagamitin po natin ang pinakaakmang teknolohiya para maitulak ang transparency at ang tamang pananagutan. Sa ating pong batas, May paraan ang taong bayan para makita kaagad kung saan at paano ginagastos ang kanilang buwis at ang pera ng bayan. Sa ating pong batas, nasa tao ang kapangyarihan na bantayan ng kanilang gobyerno, ang pagbulatlat ng mga pinagagastusan hanggang sa presyo ng materyales. Yan po ang level of transparency na hinahanap po natin at yan din po ang pinakamalakas nating sandata laban po sa korupsyon at sa pagnanakaw sa ating bansa. Siyempre po, alam natin, karapatan ng bawat Pilipino na malaman kung saan napupunta ang kanilang pinaghirapan, pinagkayuran at pinagpuyatan na buwis. Karapatan po ng bawat Pilipino malaman kung saan nagagamit ang pera ng bayan. Kaya kung seryoso po tayo sa laban sa korupsyon, simulan po natin sa pinakasimpleng solusyon. Ipakita po sa taong bayan kung saan napupunta ang pinaghirapang pera po nila. Maraming salamat at handa na po tayo para simulan ang ating hearing. So, acknowledge the presence of our resource persons. You don't need to stand up or raise your right hand. This is not a blue ribbon hearing, so don't worry. You can just raise your hand, no, and be acknowledged by the committee secretary.
Good morning and thank you, Mr. Chair. So for today's public hearing, we are joined by the following panelists from the government agencies. From Department of Information and Communications Technology, we have USEC David Almirol, USEC for Support Services, and ASEC Luis Miguel B. Planas, Assistant Secretary for Internal Systems. From the Department of Budget and Management, we have Attorney Nihal Abdulraf Pakalna, Department Legislative Liaison Specialist. From the Department of Finance, Ms. Angelica Sarmiento, Assistant Secretary for Policy Development and Management Services Group. From DOST Advanced Science and Technology Institute, we have Dr. Franz De Leon, the Director. From Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas, we are joined by Ms. Jovelyn Howe, Deputy Director for Technology Risk and Innovation Supervision Department. From the SEC Philippine Tech Innovation Office, we are joined by Attorney Paolo Montaño Ong, Assistant Director. From the private sector and other groups, from Dayani Chain Ventures, we have Mr. Paul Soliman, CEO. From Blockchain Council of the Philippines, we have Ms. Gail Macapagal, Trustee. Attorney Marco Riseta will be joining us later. From Bitsquela, we have Mr. Giro Luis Reyes, CEO. From Philippine Association of Fintech Lawyers, we have Attorney Glyme Brian Eran, the Chairman, and Attorney Daniel Fordan, Vice Chairman. From the Philippine Computer Society, we are joined by Mr. Edmundo Toti Casino, Board Secretary. From the UP Center of Blockchain Research and Applications, or COBRA, we have Professor Adrian Roy Valdez, who will also be representing UP Engineering Research and Development Foundation, Incorporated. From Alliance of Tech Innovators for the Nation, or ATIN, we have Mr. Monchito Ibrahim, Lead Convener and President. From Cadena Foundation, we are joined by Ms. Ann Cuisha, Trustee. From Traction Tech, we have Dr. Al Villarica, Chief Blockchain Officer. From Integria Technologies, Mr. Gil Orense, its co-founder and CEO. And from InsightGov, we are joined by Ms. Marilu Marge Ibanez, its Executive Director. Also for the record, Mr. Chair, we also have confirmed attendance from DOJ, Mr. Vida, but he will be coming at a later time also, Mr. Jiggy Kalukag, Mr. Cesar Ditan. And we also invited FinTech Alliance PH. Unfortunately, Ms. Ida Tiongson has prior engagement, as well as Atindahan's Mr. Mark Ruiz. Dr. Emerson Banyas of UP Law and Mr. Christian Pullman of Ateneo Blockchain Laboratories are both out of the country. That is all, Mr. Chair. Thank you.
Thank you, Tenny. I know that some of the people supporting the groups here are here in the back. Pero kung may mga grupo po dito who wish to speak also, you may occupy the seats here in the front. Maybe Mr. Edu Manzano might want to join us here. No, si Tito Edu is here to observe. We'd like to welcome Sir Edu and si Sir Mark, our good friends, no, for observing here. I'm hoping River Maya might come up with a song about blockchain one day, Mr. Escueta. No, but if there are other groups here who want to speak, you can occupy the seats here. This is a public hearing. Ano naman po, malaya tayong magsalita po dito. Just approach the committee secretary so we can print your nameplate, no? Okay, so what are we doing today? So this is our second hearing. Nakapag first hearing na po tayo, we were able to do a TWG as well. The TWG, thank you to all of the people who joined the TWG. Napakayaman po ng mga lumabas sa TWG. And I think everyone here has a copy of our latest version. So maybe I'll take a step back and share with you the legislative process. So ang ginagawa po natin ngayon ay mga hearing. Ang output nito ay committee report. So that's the Committee on Science and Technology report, which may be very different. And right now, as you can see, it's very different from what we filed. So this report, we intend to sponsor on November 12. And if you wish to join us as we sponsor this bill, you're all very welcome. Just inform the Secretariat. And I hope to sponsor this bill on November 12. On November 12, after the sponsorship, the period of interpolations will start, and other senators are now free to question different aspects of the bill. Yun po yung napapanood po natin usually sa YouTube na nagtatanungan yung mga senador. Pagkatapos po niyan, ibubukas ang period of amendments. And other senators may choose to amend or choose to suggest revisions in our current draft. At that point, the chairman, which is myself, and the sponsor may choose to accept or not. No? If we don't accept it, usually it's called to a vote, and the senators vote on the amendments. Once that's done, then there's a second reading vote, and kapag napasa na on second reading, usually third reading is just ministerial after a few days, then that's the Senate version. As we're speaking, there's also a congressional counterpart that needs to also move. No? We have at least 6 versions in the House that were filed for this, and I also have been able to speak to the leadership of the House, and they seem interested, or at least supportive. No? Maybe I can say supportive with what we want from this bill. So, timeline po nito is probably abot na tayo nito ng December or January. And honestly, if we're able to pass this first quarter of 2026, that's light speed in terms of getting a bill passed. No? Tama, no, Ms. Tenny? Mabilis po yun. But ako po, everybody here, everybody supporting the bill, we know the urgency of what we want to pursue. And ang goal po natin is that by 2026, the budget and all of the other government transactions, especially the transactions kung saan natago yung trilyong piso na ninakaw sa atin, ay mabubulat-lat na sa taong bayan. Hindi na parang ngayon na nagugulat tayo, hinihintay natin yung mga hearing bago mabanggit sino yung mga kontraktor, magkano yung mga presyo, nasaan yung mga proyekto. By passing this bill, we are then mandating that all of this data is out there, even without asking for it. Kahit hindi na tatanungin, hindi na i-request sa DPWH yung mga kontrata at yung mga proyekto, automatically ilalabas na siya. And many groups here, like People's Budget Coalition, Insight Gov, and so many groups here and those that are watching us, alam nila na ang pinakamahalaga ay open to the public ang mga dokumentong ito. No? So, that's the timeline. Once Congress passes their own version, it will go into a BICAM. And in the BICAM, that's also another opportunity where provisions may get amended or changed. No? So, ang point ko lang is that there's at least 3 or 4 more steps before the bill is finalized. And every step of the way, may opportunity to improve the bill. Of course, meron ring threat to defeat the bill. And somebody might insert a self-defeating provision or a provision that might create delay. Kaya binabantayan po namin yung mga provisions that might create delay in terms of implementing the bill or implementing the law when it becomes a law. So if you notice, as much as we opened up to many suggestions with regard to proper usage of terms and technologies, we have tried to keep it as simple as possible para wala tayong reason na madedelay yung paggawa nitong batas na ito kapag batas na siya. And everything you add, in fact, there was a suggestion, I think it was from Anne, about information literacy campaign regarding the bill. Sorry, from Bitskwela. Bitskwela is over there. We took it out. Kasi baka sabihin nila, we can't implement kung wala pa tayong information dissemination campaign. So tinanggal namin. There were other suggestions about this and that. We tried to keep it as simple as possible so that there won't be any obstacles to implementation. And syempre, bilang mga legislador, alam rin po namin ano yung mga provision na ginagamit para magkaroon ng delay. So tinanggal po natin yan. And that's our years of experience in legislation that's going to go there. No? So hopefully, we can all come together. And again, there are many, many more steps before this is done. And kung may maisip po kayong bago na baka magandang ma-refine natin yung mga words or may salita na baka ma-misunderstand, baka pwede nating i-define na mas maganda, marami pa tayong steps. So, hindi naman po siya yung tipo na finish or not finish, pass your papers, no? Matagal pa yon. That's actually the BICAM. So, hanggang sa BICAM, may opportunity pa tayo to improve this further. But habang nag-i-improve tayo, binabantayan rin natin ano yung mga posibleng ilagay dyan na makapagtitigil dun sa batas or makapag-pepreno dun sa ating hinahanap na momentum, no, para sa transparency. For those here who have been working with us for some time, makikita nyo naman yung version na ito. The most important part is really phase 1. No? Phase 1 basically mandates that all of the documents in Section 5 that we have detailed needs to be out and posted and published by the government agencies. Yun yung pinakamahalaga. Because once you have that, and it's interoperable, it's structured, na-memorize ko na po yung mga suggestions po ninyo. Interoperable, digitally structured, verifiable, with verifiable timestamps, and we have the wording correct. Kapag yan po, nailabas na ng DPWH, DepEd, DOH, and the top agencies, then I think, a majority of our work is actually done. Because the watchdog groups, the academe, the different groups, kapag yung data na yan interoperable na, pwede nang magamit yan for further analysis, pwede nang magamit yan para mailabas talaga yung katotohanan sa mga kontratang ito. Yung phase 2 and phase 3, of course, is trying to put it in a more secure way. And, it was debated in the TWG, is it going to be blockchain? Is it going to be other technologies? Honestly, ang goal lang namin is secured yung data na ito. And we are pushing for decentralization because a decentralized mechanism will mean it's more secure also, rather than a centralized mechanism. All of that, kung ano yung mismong technology, kasi there have been a lot of talk about baka may napili na daw ng mga vendors na gagawa nito. Lahat po yan, iniiwan ho namin yan sa implementor. That's not up to us. That's not up to the law. That's up to the implementors. But even during the implementation phase, and the ICT will have a big role, of course, ASEC Miggy and USEC Dave are here, babantayan rin natin yan. And we will make sure that that process is very transparent and that we will allow real groups to really bid for it. In fact, I'm posing the challenge now. Kung may mga grupo po dito who want to see this through, why don't you bid for it at zero cost? We've got different groups here. Some are private sector, some are academe, some are NGOs. Bid for it at zero cost. Kung yan ang concern ng mga raming tao. No? I know that we've also been working with groups like SGV, groups who have a lot of resources also. Come together. Let's do this. Baka pwede natin itong gawin. Citizens action talaga. Why not? Napakatalino po ng mga tao na nandito. No, maybe that's something we can look forward to. But that will happen much, much, much later on. After the law is passed, after the IRR is made, dun pa lang po gagawin yan, no? Kung sino ba talaga yung grupo. That's phase 2 and phase 3. And if you look at the timeline in the current version, that's within 2 years and within 3 years. But what we want to see within 2026 is really phase 1. Which is all of the documents that are detailed in Section 5, and People's Budget Coalition supported us with the different listing, DBM supported us with a different listing of documents, na lahat yan available na sa publiko by next year. If we're able to get this passed by the first quarter of 2026, sa timeline po natin na phase 1, lahat ng mga data na yan, mga dokumentong yan, should be available to the public already, even before the end of 2026. At ang nilagay ho natin, and I'm sure marami ho nagulat, narinig ko during the TWG, naglagay ho tayo ng mga penalty. Kung may mga dokumento na hindi po na-publish ng ahensya sa kanilang website, and I'm talking about phase 1, within the time allotted, which I think, if I'm not mistaken, it's now at 7 days, no? At 7 days, the responsible officer will be penalized administratively. If after 30 days, hindi pa napopost yung kontrata, yung bill of materials, kung sino yung nagwaging contractor, it then becomes a criminal offense. And this is the first time in our history na maglalagay tayo ng criminal offense sa mga hindi mag-share ng data na nakalagay sa ating batas. If found that what was hidden na kontrata is fraudulent, then the responsible officer for sharing that data can be charged as a co-conspirator of the groups who are involved in the fraudulent activity. Mabigat po yan. Mabigat po yan. And I know that many government workers, gusto rin po nila gawin yung tama. Gusto rin po nila gawin yung hinahanap ng taong bayan na malinis na gobyerno. And I know that many of these government workers, yung mga director level at yung mga responsable po sa mga gantong klaseng mga transaksyon, many of them want to do the right thing. And I'm sure, even though it might be difficult in the beginning, kasi, added work po yan, ang hinahanap ng taong bayan, mailabas natin yung mga kontratang yan, mailabas natin yung mga bill of materials na yan para makita ng taong bayan. We also put, since nakikita ko si Yusek Dave, talagang nakapokus sa akin, we also put in the bill that Kadena can be integrated with the eGov app, and maybe we can just have one portal for all of government, no? Which is one of the goals of DICT. Na itong mga datos na ito, mahahanap mo rin siya sa mga app na currently ginagawa na ng gobyerno. We don't want to reinvent the wheel. There are many different initiatives already, from eGov to PhilJeps and all of that. But ito pong gusto natin na mailabas yung kung saan ginagamit ang pera ng bayan, yan po yung pinaka-primary na nais ho natin makita. No? So that's just an overview for everyone today. I hope we're all on the same page. For today, I will ask Jose, our legislative staff officer, who's the one directly handling the bill, to go through every part. No? So nung last time mo kasi, last hearing natin, overview talaga siya. We requested everyone to talk about the benefits of a secure platform, the benefits of having data out there, and I'd like to thank all of the resource speakers from the last hearing. But today, we're gonna go a little technical. We're gonna go per part. And then every part, we're going to open the floor for discussion. We'll limit it to about 5 minutes. So, ano po to? Unahan? Okay? Yung pinaka merong gustong sabihin, just raise your hand. We will call you for every part. It's not really provision by provision or line by line. It's part by part. No? So, we're going to chunk it into different salient points. Magsasalita po tayo for about 5 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes. Kung meron pa kayong gustong ibanggit, we can accept it in paper later on, no? There might be some parts which are more interesting than others, so baka hahabaan po natin ng konti yung oras. But we're gonna do that, and I hope to finish by 12, okay? So we'll hope to finish by noontime. Last time, nag-overtime tayo ng mga 45 minutes, no? So this time, we'll try to finish by 12. But don't worry, kung di po kayo nakapagsalita sa mic, we can accept your suggestions on paper. And as you've seen, we've been trying our best to really accommodate all of the suggestions from all of the experts. Okay, so I'm going to pass the floor to Jose, and I'll manage the back and forth for the Q&A. Jose.
I'm walking alone, the streets are empty. The only thing I can see is my own silhouette. I'm getting stronger, step by step. The clock is ticking, but there's no time for regrets. I've been flying from town to town.